Share my screen here. Let's see. Can you see my screen? Screen 2. Awesome. And then this one. Share. No. Entire screen 2. Alright, how's everyone doing? Let's see. So what I'm doing is I'm awesome. Alright, let's get on with it. Alright guys, hope you're all well. Thank you for joining. Very much new. There, that's the hat. We got a good range to the weekly. Every time right now we're at the roll block, which I think this was the same as last week. I think last week we done on Thursday, yeah, we did. It was a Thursday that we did a streaming fish too from yesterday. Here you go. That's the recent H4 breakout. A bit tired, to be honest. Okay, why are you tired? What you been up to? Yeah, I caught. Let's see what I caught. I caught a couple buy. Where did I catch to buy? It was on this pull back into this roadblock here, and I caught a sell. Monday. Yesterday I didn't catch it. Yesterday was a bit boring, to be fair. No, that wasn't it. When did I call buy? Yeah, it was on my on YouTube. I've been doing live YouTube started this week, so I've done live for the first time Monday, and I'm going live now. But I'm just showing this screen what I'm showing you. So we talk about. I think it was last week we talked about being accountable. So I thought if I go live, expose myself to YouTube, more high possibility trade setup. So yesterday I didn't have any. I mean, I predicted a few things and it did play out, but I didn't take it because it wasn't my A+ setup. But on Monday I had a buy and a sell. So if you check on YouTube on Monday, it should be there. So this is H4. So we had a H4 breakout here. This candle is not closed yet. Another hour. Well, at least F30. Okay, we had a pullback on H1 as well. Yeah. But the H1 gave us a CF, which is here, only just recently. And that's probably an area where I'm looking to take my sell. But keep in mind, I'm at this daily roadblock that I mentioned earlier. This whole candle, where price come now. So if I'm selling, I'm not going to be holding for a while. If we break this level, then I'm expected to go a bit further, at least to its EF anyway. Or maybe fill this gap at least. But that's if we break through this roadblock. That's my thinking. So now we have a H1 to a downside. So H4, H1 to a downside. So I'm bearish for now until price show me otherwise. Now all I do is trying to find a zone where I can get in if price return to it. This is not a bad zone, but it's too close to where price is at the moment. So where price is now, I prefer it to come back to a bit higher into premium as the H1 breakout is formed. So this is my range at the moment for myself. That's the range I'm playing with now to look for sell. So while this zone is quite good, it's a bit low. So I'd rather wait for a better price, better pullback, and to see if my any sell setup form, any confirmation form. Because right now I've got not two. I've got my high time frame level in line, right? I've got H4 bear and H1 bear. So just waiting for a pullback to a nice zone and see if I can find any low time frame confirmation. Let's see if I can get a better zone up above. Might be considered this zone, which is just above 50. And obviously the last zone up here. Is break all this level, reject from here, break through. And you see, it shows some rejection anyway, but I'm not gonna sell from here. That's too low for me, for my opinion. So let's see if price does come back to the them zone and see if we can catch a sell. But also, if you really want to scalp, you can go to a low time frame and see what time frame do you pull back. So, say example, right now, most likely L1 will probably give you a pullback, but L1's a bit too low time frame for me. So you see, look, L1 give you like a pullback here, and then a confirmation. So that, but someone that does do with L1, they can probably take that, but it's not for me. In terms of back testing, I thought L1 win ratio was not as good. And obviously, with me waiting for a better price in terms of like premium for this range, I was shorting gold yesterday. Nice. Where did you short from? What price? I got a bit late yesterday and I didn't. When I got up and I did a live stream, it was about, I think it was about 1 to half 1. And obviously, I had to pick my daughter from school to do the school run. So I think I did about less than an hour on live stream. And during that time, it was just sideways. Let's see. Yeah. So I think it was down here. This was the time where was it down here? No, that can't be. It was sideways for about at least an hour. Didn't show me nothing. And I mentioned it in. I think this is where I was on that time was half 1 here to here, and I left one. Yeah, it was just sideways, so I couldn't move. But I was mentioning that it just took this liquidity into this order block. This for S&C, obviously, like I call it engulfing and whatnot because of my strategy. But yeah, and it hit more or less. I was thinking that it would take this high, no less, but the TP would have been your level. But yeah, it give you quite a good. I think it was 4 to 1 if I remember right. No, I think it was 6 to 1. Marked it yesterday. That's me assuming that it would take the high, because I was saying that SMC would have go for this trade. Stop loss in there. Or was it 4-1? And all the that high there. But I didn't take it. That is not something that, not my concept and not my strategy. I was only on the chart for a good 45 minutes to an hour. Okay, so price just kind of running down. Did you want to pull back? Did give it M5 error? So this M1 that someone would have got them a nice one. See that? But this is where discipline stay. While this did give you a nice, how many pips? You would have taken it on a pullback here, 20 to, I know, over 50 pips. It did not match with my strategy, so I would have took. This yesterday's one. Let's have a look. Holding a band. Very nice. Let's see where price might react to. $16, 12, 40 pips. Did you notice every time we take, not every time, most time that I take out a session low or high or liquidity, it sometimes give you extra 40, 50 pips. Like even here, take out that, that's probably about 30, 40 pips. That's just something to give like unnoticed. There was a couple of good setup that I noticed as well earlier, but wasn't around chart to take it. If you like, you look at here, you had M15 breakout, M5 pullback, M5 confirmation. I marked this here earlier. Yeah, why did you only give you a run? It still give you, if you're marking out your stop loss and your TP, it's about 2 to 1 to 3 to 1 almost. Yeah, let me show you. So that pullback, yeah. Continuous breakout. Continuous breakout is another thing I tend to take. I don't tend to take the first setup. So that's that breakout from this M15 breakout, right? So you check what's that to M30, it's a pullback to M30, right? Yeah, so you got that range to play with, right? And that M15 breaking upside is also a reject VR, right? Because you got the first one here, and then this is the second one. This M15 break. This one here. And after that, you would have an M5 pullback, which is here. And then you come down, gives you this M5 breakout is not actually a breakout because it's not an EG breakout. Ideally, you want an EG breakout, which is here. Like a strong breakout would be EG breakout would be that. So when price come back, you're gonna take the entry here, come down again, test your patient, and then so you would have had that set up. Just at the worst entry at the start. It might be 2 to 1. Okay, no, it's just over 1 to 1. 32. over 50 pips. No, I didn't catch that myself. Okay, price come to H1 level now. Let's see if we get any pullback, any kind of retracement. So it looks like it's got to do a third leg down. It's got a good rejection, isn't it? Let's see, M30. I can't see it being a strong zone here. It's already been mitigated, so I would have thought it would have tapped that H1 level. Okay. Now this makes more sense. You can see this breakout here. 1, 2, 3 breakout. So this would have been nice. That's the 5-minute. Just reject into that. Have we got a new breakout yet? No, not yet. What? So we just keep waiting for it till the range now has gone further. As price continue pulling down without giving us a pullback. My type trading view seem really slow today. Looks like a third leg down. There's a couple of scenarios that can play out here. Which is, well, I'll tell you 1 minute before I mark the third leg. That's 3 leg down there. More or less similar sizes, each leg, similar size. Here's the scenario. So we got a weekly buy, yeah, and a daily pullback. And now daily's gone into a roadblock. So that to me price can react off that and continue with the weekly, yeah. That's one scenario. And that could happen on a H4 buy breakout because that would be a high risk setup. Another scenario is that you got, obviously that's higher time frame. I think prices come below 50% if I'm right, yeah. That's the range from there to there. Price at 50 now. Another scenario we got is you can go further down. Let's go to the daily. Because at the moment you got daily breakout from here, H4 breakout here. So while H4 daily and H1 is bear, I can look for continuous sell to the next roadblock down here. Once you break this roadblock, so that's scenario 2. Reason being because daily H4 and H1 is bear. And obviously scenario 1 is that the only reason why our price can go bull is we are roadblock and it give us a H4 buy breakout. But that's not quite happened. So I'm looking to continue selling until a certain level breakout. But if we're scalping, I would still look for to sell. Just because M1, H1, M30, everything is there. Unless you give me like an M15 breakout, M5, because if you give me M15 breakout from down here, breakout to the upside, that obviously is a pullback to the M30, which is here, the recent breakout. So too much. Let's get rid of some of this. That's better. So we had M15 breakout to upside here, M30 sell breakouts up here. So there's a good range. If there's a good range to trade to, then I can look for scalp. If M15 give me a breakout, M5 a pullback, and M1 a breakout to upside with the RSI. Where's my RSI? With the RSI being below 20. Where is it? Right. Yeah, so that would be my scalp. Mhm. Okay. There you go. And as you can see, but the RSI has to be on M5, not M1. That makes sense. You know, you got M1, but the upside, the RSI would be on M5. So nothing for now. In this stretch, I don't really care about loot. It's just about it was another comment that price going on. Okay. So what is your confirmation? What would you say your confirmation would be, Thomas? Did you have a look at EU? Let's check on EU. Can't remember what happened last week. A special entry pattern on time frame. Okay. Time frame 3. When you say time frame 3, you mean 3 times, like you got confirmation one time frame and then another time frame, and then you got a third time frame, a lower time frame for your entry. Okay, I got you. What did we do last week? Can you let me know what day it was last week that we done a live stream so I can look at it and see because I don't know what I said on this on EU. So we did look at EU last week, didn't we? Or was it a Thursday? Oh, I would assume it was a Thursday. And I was soon looking at that nice pullback to it was on Monday. The 5th, okay. So it would have been here. But look, this trending market that played nicely for BP. You know, this is a nice entry here. This is engulfing breakout. You look on H1 and 30, you had a EFEG, lovely. Fill the gap, okay. The 5th. Would it be 1 o'clock, right? Our normal streams at 1 o'clock. I assume so. Let's mark it. Two o'clock. Let's check daily. Assume daily would be the buy sell breakout. Okay. You do that for now. Let's have a look. 126. Okay, so you want to buy for? Yeah, that's an easy breakout. So in the okay, let's mark it first. So mark that because of where that would have been my breakout zone on H4. It was probably is a continuous for the daily because daily was bare. So we could check. So it would have been this here. You know why we choose this engulfing, right? That is a sell engulfing. This green candle break the low. So we would have marked that. Another one we probably could have marked was this hidden base. So within that H4 breakout, there's this two zone. This is the first zone, and then this the top zone, the second zone. So now price has react from that, and let's see lower time frame. So you got this is H1, base to the downside, F15 to the upside. Yeah, so I would have this zone marked, and then if you give me an M15 breakout, I would mark this zone. Let's get up there, and then stop loss just above this. This is a QM breakout, and M30 is QM breakout too. So anywhere between this fresh level or the H1 fresh level of high time frame level, but anywhere around here would be a nice sell to take, and we'd obviously give you a nice cycle as well, as in like M5 break to the downside as well. Because right now you got so M30 to the downside, M15 to the upside, M5 to the downside. So that's like a high risk setup. But in the origin of the breakout, what I mean by the origin of the breakout is this here. This is M30 break to the downside, and this is the origin of the breakout. So anywhere within this zone, you can find an entry zone, and the bias would be the same. You know, the only thing that would invalidate it is if a candle closes above that level, like so. Because now if that did happen, my M30 is bullish, so the setup would be invalid. But it is a nice key zone here because of the breakout back we marked back there on H4. This is the lot highest point, and then we got M30 break to the downside, M15 to the upside. Come back here, wait for confirmation would be the M5. M5 to the downside, and obviously you got on lower time frame you got swing high for trend line liquidity. So if you come back and give me something like this, a QM M5 as well, then I can take it. Something like that. But yeah, I would wait for confirmation on M5. But while we can look for sell, don't forget H1 is still bullish. So if we did have this setup and it closed below this candle, then H1 is bearish, then we can hold our setup. Just like while the price is moving, look for where you can hold or where you think you TP. Did that help that explain? I don't remember what I said last week with this. That's 10 o'clock. No. Okay. So it was bullish at the time when 1 o'clock come. My thing is really slow today. This is 1 o'clock. So when this candle close at 2, we're bullish. Yeah, it wasn't any. Look like there's no clear. Because before all this price action, you can see that the price is doing sideways price action before this. So even just by looking at this, I would be confused myself to see any kind of like setup. I mean, we had a buy here, breakout, so I thought that would be the second leg. I would have thought that would be my third leg, but we were at the daily origin here. I probably would have looked for something like in here to look for any setup or find a zone. There's a mountain, damn it. So yeah, what time is it? What time is it now? 1:30, okay. Did he give us any setup? Let's see. No, only M1 again, see. But you know what? M1 will be in there. An M1 setup, yeah. Obviously, this is the first one. And then here you got a pullback. Yeah. And then no confirmation to here. So this breakout from here and the price come back. Didn't take your stop loss, because stop loss will be above this high of the breakout. It's a shame that I don't take that on. Wow. Set up like this, but also save me some losses that can provide a lot of noise on M1. If I'm Y, G, absorption. That means profit taken, right? Yeah. Looks like the market's gone without us, without doing any kind of setup. Well, I was to see where the wall block is. As you break out the wall block, not quite. It's taking this lower though. Would be Asia or let's go to H1. London low. So it took all this low and this low. This Sunday, Thursday, okay. Another thing I tend to look at is where did the move start as well. So if the moves start like say drop it up here, what time is it? So that happen at 6:10. London. High time frame. Next similar move. And obviously you got a low time frame. Do the third push in here. Yeah. What's this? M5? No, okay. Have to wait. Do any of you catch that sell? Even for you guys, let's see. You had any low time frame confirmation? You know you said H4, H1, M15. Is that anything to do with your? That's like that. You know, no, you don't do engulfing, is it? So like that seems like some people do that with the engulfing. Price come back to H4 engulfing, then I give you a H1 engulfing, M15 engulfing. That's not your strategy, Thomas. No, I don't think you do that. No, no. Yeah, no, I didn't catch no trade. There's nothing for me. I mean, like M1 did play out, but like I said, I don't do M1, so I'm not no setup for me. This is a time where I think I learned patient discipline. Like why I know the M1 give setup, I'm still not taking it because that's not something I do. So that showed me that I can have discipline and patience on my side. Yeah, it's a crazy fool. But to be fair, is is not expected because you got daily H4, H1 all down to the downside, and the weekly range for the next wall block anyway is quite further down. So here's the weekly recent breakout. So there was good range to this daily roll block that we were at here. Thursday, my next kind of like reaction will be in here somewhere. But that's a nice four here that happened. What's this daily? Well, that's what happened in Asia. Started the move, and then New York, Asia, New York, and then New York. So if we break that roll block, we're looking for something on this EF, and then the hidden base on the daily. Something like this here. Next roll block. And maybe a reaction around here. Bit too big. I would have to refine that somewhere. They're quite close by now, but this is 100 pips. 24, 200. So today, ideally, I want to see it break that, or between these two level here, it would. I'd assume I would not expect a little pullback, a little bounce from here on this two level. How much did that give? 19, 99, 80 pips. I did not expect gold to continue bullish much. No, I mean, the only reason I see it bullish now if we respect this daily roadblock and give me a H4 break to upside. But I can't see that happening. I'll say I expect a little pull, but a little reaction from here. This is something on mark. After taking all this liquidity, there was a little doji in there. Can't remember what time frame it was. I had a little doji in there. See this time frame? Yeah, it was a H1 doji. From previous teaching, I know this shape here is like a, so I assume that it might give us a pull back, which you can't see. So even if you just take that from here, do you expect this to? Let's see what the day. So right now, I'm just waiting for the day to close to see if I'm going to be continuing my bearish or it might turn around and give a pullback. And that's one thing I've like kind of like. I would not proud of myself, but glad I achieved that. I'm patient now. Like rushing to if like before where you rush into a trade or you're impatient and you've seen a setup that is not your kind of rules and plan. And I do that with kind of ease now. I'm not really like this. I did expect some kind of reaction here, and before I would have just like enter on as soon as touched that. I touched this line, which it did play out this time, but obviously not all the time. It does play out, and I'm just I tend to wait for my A+ setup. If the price will break this level, then yes, but if there will be only rejection, then we can go back up. Yeah, yeah. But for me, not only just reject it, I want to see give me a high time breakout as well. Just because like even to give me say reject off this daily level and give me a M15 breakout, and it form a new level M15 out. The 30 minute still break to the downside. So even if I take the M15 minute buy, I will only take my TP here. I wouldn't expect to run it unless break this level, break H1, break H4. Then I can think about okay, it might continue up now. So like I'm just like playing time frame to time. If we reject off this daily level, and then give me a M15 breakout. For me, M4 is still bearish, so any setup there, my TP would be here, or even like take 80% off and leave running because this could be the start of a big run up. But until until price break the M30 and break the H1, break the H4. I'm just gonna be like taking partial and leave money. Does that make sense? Just from like what I consider it to be really strong bullish. And to be like, I know I don't take M1, but M1 would play well for some of the people that that learn BPE because H4 is bear, H1 is bear, low time frame, go, you know. And normally I do that all time high. All time high, I tend to take M1 setup. So now for me to take any buy at all will be M15 break to upside at least at TP M30, and any sell I want to see M5 cycle setup. And right now M5 doesn't look like it's showing anything. There's only M1 that's showing setup. So even now, like still got no pullback yet. It's just another long wait. How you guys? How the week been so far? You know, any trade, AJ? Not getting much set up. Yeah, I find I'm the same with this week. I mean, Monday's I only trade Monday. I mean, I had a look at chart yesterday, but I didn't find a setup, so I didn't get no trade yesterday. But it's only Monday that I had a buy and a sell. And obviously today, 2 o'clock, I'll be off the chart now. After this Zoom, and then get some food and probably rest, go for a jog, and then pick my door. I probably won't look at chart again. So probably no setup today. But no setup is not a bad thing, is it? Like it doesn't, you're not breaking your rules. You're not FOMOing, or you're like this run down here. That's a big four. I want to see if see even this like H1 pullback, H1 confirmation. Yeah, M1. Just M1 setup. Ideally M5 would be nice. I would have take it to continue. Because H4 is here, H1 here, H1. Me thinking that's not like any confirmation for a buy yet. Just because the third leg has extended past its 2 legs. And then this leg itself, 1 leg, 2 leg. So this was the previous low of this leg run out. See, we close below that. All right, guys. I think it's coming to 2 o'clock now. I'm gonna be off chart now. So, any question or anything you want me to look at, any pair, let me know. If not, we'll call it a day. Okay, thanks for joining again, as always. Hopefully, I'll probably do it next week again. So, in the meantime, stay safe, yeah? Take care.